I think that that's a huge piece. Even like on the leadership side, I feel like that's a place where people miss it is that they get successful with stuff. But I'm huge now on watching people take and not take accountability for their decisions. And I think that there's two sides we could talk about this, obviously on the coaching side and then on the student side. But two of the things you kept mentioning were making decisions and then owning them. And I know you worked with surgeons for a while and you were in the ER and got all kinds of places. And I was interested to see because as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, part of what you have to do is make quick, decisive decisions. And you don't always have time to think about them or overthink them because in the ER, that could be life or death while somebody's in surgery if something goes wrong. And in business, that hesitation could be a deal lost or money made or whatever it might be. So, talk a little bit about have you learned anything from being in some of those high stakes, high pressure situations about the power of making quick decisions under pressure?
That's a really great question because you're right. I think sometimes we think our way out of making a decision at all, right? We get caught up in like the what ifs instead of just like choose a path and go. And one of the things that's helped me over the years, there's a lady named Mel Robbins. A lot of people know her. She's famous. She's an author. She's all over. Now just look her up. But she's got a book that's called the 5 second rule. And the whole premise of that book is just giving yourself 5 seconds to think about it. And then take the action, make the decision and go. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it's not going to kill you, then go do it. And we always feel resistance. And I agree with this. The most resistant I've ever felt is when I'm close to something that can actually help me break through. And it could be somebody that's like, could help me in my business, or whatever. I feel all this resistance, like, oh man, this is like my, like how we're built, right? Where it's like our back to prehistoric days where it's like, we're just trying to protect ourselves. But in reality, if it's something that's not going to kill you, which we're not going to have a saber-toothed lion jump out of the bush when we go outside. At least I haven't heard any, but you don't have that same sort of challenge. So now it's like kind of managing that and making those decisions more quickly. And the 5 second rules help me a lot. But I think you're right. For a surgeon, it's life or death in some cases. Me being in those rooms and I've seen so many different procedures. One of the things I realize is that, we're all the same. We all have these bodies. We all have a heart. We all have guts. We all have all these different organs, right? We're all comprised of the same thing. It's just like our soul and our personality is what make us different. And then like decisions we make. And also when you're in that business, you go through something called cadaver training. And so you actually perform procedures on cadavers. Example was I used to sell hernia mesh. So part of our training was inserting a hernia mesh in a cadaver. And it was really weird. But you know what? You look at the tags on these people, they have tags on them, their age, like, their race. And you realize that, everybody has an expiration date. Like I remember this female that was, she was like 21 years old. And I was like, wow. I remember how old I was at the time. I think I was in my 20s, right? And I was like, wow, that's just so wild. And it makes you realize that you do need to start making decisions now, make the most of every day, because you never know when you're going to expire, or, whatever you want to call it. And that helped me to kind of realize that, hey, man, you know what? None of us are getting out of here alive. And we don't know when our time is. But man, there is so much to be grateful for. If you have a decision to make the damn decision. Right? Go. Because if it's not going to kill you, and most things that you have to decide on as an entrepreneur is not going to kill you, right? Make a decision and go. And if it doesn't work, who cares? There's a lot of things that aren't going to work. In fact, most things that I've done didn't work, but I learned from it every time. And then you get to the things that do work. And if you apply the lessons you learn to those things, each time you get to the new one, they all kind of compound on each other. And that's what gets you to the big wins. Because everybody thinks when they see your success that it just happened like that. They don't see anything else. But there's these small decisions that you make every day that compound over time to lead to those big kind of look to be quantum leaps, but they're not, right? Little things. It's like eating, right? There's a book, by the way, it's called The Slight Edge. Anybody want to pick that up? It's a really great book. But he talks about that. He's like, you can eat a cheeseburger today and tomorrow and the next day, right? And you don't think about it because you're not going to eat the cheeseburger and have a heart attack right then and there. But if you did, you change your behaviors, right? But over time, what's happening, just like with smoking, it's like not going to kill you today, but eventually it's going to compound and you're going to have to face some music someday. Same with decisions. Make these small decisions, whether it be for your diet or your business each and every day, and let them compound so you can get those what appear to be quantum leaps of success. So that's a long tangent for the question you asked, and hopefully I answered it. But it really is. It's just like you got to make the decision, because not making a decision is making a decision too, and that's not where you want to be.
Mr. Simone, that was one of the best answers I've ever heard for that question.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's fantastic, dude. I was like, yeah, man. Like the books you mentioned, the examples you mentioned, I could not have said it better. I didn't think that was a tangent at all. I thought that was fantastic, man. Like that's what it is, man. We're all cartons of milk that doesn't have the expiration date on. You got to sniff it every day and be like, all right, it's not time yet, so I got another bowl of cereal in me. Like just you never
Yeah.
know, man. You sniff it one day and all of a sudden it's sour, and now you go, oh man, I wish I would have drank this thing earlier. So I like that, man.